Journey, yes, we need to start this video with a journey. So those were my original videos explaining about like who I am, where it's going to go, how I'm going to progress through it. I definitely had an original more intellectual thought than I just had just then, so that just shows how stupid I am. But anyway, the reason for doing this is inspiration, as I said in the very first video, is from a poet. So I might as well start the first video with poetry. Not that I know anything about it particularly, but I'd like to, from my first experience, say to people, I think we need to go out there and start listening to it. When I saw it, advertised, I used an app on my phone. I was just flipping through it, and it said, stop filling our minds with rubbish, is what I was trying to get to. And I was like, stop filling our minds with rubbish. I was like, Jesus, okay, that's already like connecting with me on like sort of punk media level. I used to be a punk. You probably wouldn't guess that by looking at me now. It depends what you view and what a punk is, but I'll explain that in a later video about all that sort of thing. And I'm just going to read this out to you about why it piqued my interest. I'm not sure if it might you. So on the app it says, "Stop filling our minds with rubbish." An exhibition by Susan Williams with photography by Macarena Costan Valverde. Socially conscious illustrator Suzanne Williams presents her first Bristol exhibition in the basement of Louisiana on the 5th of October. Using humour, images and straight up rants, Suzanne lets the world know how she feels about society alongside moments of randomness. Come down and join us on the opening night of art poetry, Kev the Poet, Asafo Giata, music and Big Al from Passion FM, abandon mute on the decks until 12 AM, blah blah blah. So, I mean, for a while now I've been interested in like spoken word, mainly because my friend was hugely into Henry Rollins. I mean, I'm hoping if anyone starts looking at this, you know who Henry Rollins is. He was like one of the famous frontmen and singers for a great band called Black Flag. They're quite a hardcore punk band, but I never particularly got into them because they were a bit sort of off the end of the spectrum, slightly, but like they really, I don't want to talk about that. But now he is a fairly well-read, intellectual, spoken word performer, so he'll go out there and like say this. I'm going to topic here, but anyway. Having heard my friend listen to him and saying like, what a great sort of thing it was, I thought, oh, maybe we should give something like this a go. You've got art, you've got poetry, okay, maybe it's good. But the reason I haven't gone to anything like this before is because when I think of poetry, you think of all that wank that you get like taught at school. Not that I can remember any of it now, but it's like so old and out of date. And sorry, this port is making me burp. I apologise. And that's what I think of poetry. It's like, it's just boring and old and not up to date and not interesting and not relevant for the time. So I've never really sort of got into any of that sort of thing. I mean, even a few years ago when I knew people were going to it, I was kind of like a little bit like, oh god, yeah, go into poetry. Oh Christ, yeah, you're a bit like, but no, it's not. There was like, this is another weird thing. I mean, are you allowed to call someone black? I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean, society's so fucking politically correct these days. I mean, you can't call someone black or white, without almost like saying, oh, am I being racist there? I mean, if I work with someone or if I see someone, they say, you go like the black guy over there. But like, there's a classic case when I was in like a restaurant the other day, and I think I was actually in Pizza Hut. I'm going to drop brand names. I'm sorry, I mean, whether that's right, wrong, I don't know, but I was having a pizza the other day, and with my little brother, and there was like there was like 7 women working, and there was one massive black guy working in there, yeah, and the girl basically came over to us and she was like serving us, and she said, no, it was, I just say, it was an amazing service, we had an awesome time, this is nowhere dig at Pizza Hut, I think they're fantastic, they serve fantastic food and all that sort of thing, but, you know, this is like one of those weird things where she comes over to us and she says, oh, you know, I'm going on my break, you know, I won't be serving you for the next half an hour, you're going to be served by that tall, you know, and you're kind of like, yeah, the black guy over there, yeah, you know, the 7-foot black guy that's got working for you, you know, you can't say black, well, can't we say fucking black? You know, he is black. You know, it's like, it's almost become like, I don't know, like racism is obviously completely wrong, you know, but I don't know, I mean, it's like calling someone black. There is a massive inner struggle within myself to define, you know, the rights and wrongs within that. I mean, like sometimes when like white people call a black person a nigger in a friendly context, I don't really understand how that's being racist. Because I really need to understand the rules within, like, so a white person can never say nigger. A black person can just say nigger, whether it's offensive or meant in a friendly term. I mean, I think it seems to be historically, when we said nigger, it's been in this completely derogatory, slavish, inferior sort of way. So there is all that humongous sort of stigma attached to it. And, you know, I mean, it's not been like a massively long period of time when we kind of got out of that slavery period, and like black people are almost, I've got to say, almost because, you know, for me, black people are equal, but again, it's one of those sort of underlying subtle things that everybody knows that black people aren't treated equally, because they talk about it to say us. See, that's just a horrible mindset to be in. Why is there an us? Because it's media. It's media and it's history telling us that we're different. You know, I don't see us being different, but even in the way I talk, and even just like being slightly drunk and talking about these things, it subconsciously comes through in how you are. And imagine how you are if you're a black person, you know. Oh, it really fucking, that's just really crazy. You know, we're all human beings, but somewhere along the line in history, we just said, no, we're better, you're worse. And like, I can kind of just, in my head, just see this slightly tiny little graph of tolerance, or sort of understanding, if you could call it, just sort of moving away from there. And that's why they're fighting. Fighting again, but you know, it's just that whole thing that we're never ever going to get away from. I think for an extremely long period of time, and I don't know. Maybe I'm coming across racist. Maybe I'm coming across ignorant. Maybe I'm coming across slightly understanding. I like to think that like I'm actually being understanding and like you know, not like that. How the hell did I get onto that? Hopefully someone will be able to put that in video later on. Oh, yes. So it was in the pizza restaurant, and they couldn't point him out. I said, "Oh yeah, the big black guy." She went, "Oh yeah, it's here serving you." But I was talking about. Oh, I think I was talking about the poetry, because there was a black guy doing it. Right, we are. I think I'm really going to struggle with this channel if I do it slightly inebriated, because every time I try to talk about the thing that I'm going to talk about, my mind splits off into a channel which talks about things like this, which I'm probably not the best person to talk about. So, I think that was probably a tiny insight into racism and how maybe society and I see black people and how media and us integrate with each other. Obviously, I hope it didn't come across as racist or I pissed off any people, because I love everyone. Oh yeah, I could do one of those things like on Big Brother where they say, "I got loads of black friends." Yeah, because that's the answer to all the racism, apparently. Oh yeah, all you racist. No, I got loads of black friends. Anyway, that's probably slightly immature and retarded, so let's end that video.